Hello, welcome back in. This is Dr. Darnise, and this is our House of Religion, Magic, and History. So come on in. October is Hoodoo Heritage Month. Yep, we actually have a month. In case you didn't know, I am wearing the t-shirt. This t-shirt, actually, I got this in Joshua Tree, California when I was still living in California. And it was actually a record store. Can you believe? Have nothing to do with actual hoodoo, but I got the t-shirt. So anyway, October is Hoodoo Heritage Month, in case you didn't know. And so I want to come on and say, I actually been meaning to make this video for a minute, but as you might have heard, there's been a hurricane and a tropical storm here on the southeast, and I am in Savannah, Georgia, and so it has presented some challenges in terms of electricity and internet. So anyway, here I am. And I wanted to come on and talk about our cleansing ritual. And I wanted to talk about this last month in September, actually, because that's the time when the seasons change and when we can kind of acknowledge the change in the seasons by doing something like a cleansing ritual, right? And cleansing is a very important part in our hoodoo practice because you got to keep the energy moving and you got to keep the energies clear and clean, right? So when I say moving, when we kind of don't do the nitty gritty kind of cleaning, when we don't go around the baseboards, when we don't really open up the windows, when we don't really do that kind of thing, then energy can get stagnant. Just like when you have dust collecting, it's just kind of like stagnation, right? So cleansing at the time of the turn of the seasons is a good ritual to have. And if you know this hoodoo practice, like sweeping in a certain kind of a way is a ritual, right? Because it is meant to not only literally clean, but also to keep the energies moving so that energy is not becoming stagnant around your floorboards. And that can mean the spirits also, right? Because when you're doing ritual work, when you are, talking to your ancestors and you're inviting in the energy and the spirits, well, things can be lingering, frankly. Things can be lingering. And so taking an opportunity to really make cleansing part of your ritual is important because, you want to shake things up a little bit. But also I wanted to say about, doing this ritual in September. So for me, September is my birthday month and right around the changing of the seasons, we go from Virgo season into Libra season. So I'm Team Libra. And so Libra is what's known as a cardinal sign. And so all of the cardinal signs usher in a new season. So Libra ushers in fall, Capricorn ushers in winter, Aries ushers in spring, and Cancer ushers in summer. So it's, the four seasons change on a particular sign. And so if you know about astrology, then you'll know that cardinal signs are the ones who are considered to be the doers, the people who make things happen, make things move. And that's because the seasons change in our season. Okay, so having said that, that's why I wanted to do this video since September, but I was celebrating my birthday, and then days after the birthday, all heck broke loose on the southeast. So, what I want to say, I brought some Florida water here because one of the main things that you want to clean with is some Florida water. Now, I have two different types of, really, they're the same. Essentially, they're the same. This does not have alcohol in it. So you can find some Florida water which has alcohol and some that does not. Now, for cleansing, you really want to have the kind with alcohol in it, right? Alcohol is a cleanser. And so when you're cleansing surfaces, when you're cleansing, you want to make let's say some water to clean the floor with, it's good to have alcohol in that, right? The other one that does not have alcohol in it, some people like to actually put this in their bath water. And my light just went off. See what I mean? The energies can be acting up around you. But the alcohol-free kind, people like to put in their bath water or put directly on their skin. And, when it has been hot, like some people will mix it with water and put it in a spray bottle and spritz themselves because it is considered a cologne also. Now, it has a scent like a very antiseptic scent. Some people don't like it. They're like, I would never dream of wearing that scent. But it's a very clean, fresh scent, but it can be kind of antiseptic. Like you walk into, like a doctor's office and it has a scent of a certain kind of cleanse. So if you like that, then you might want to wear it. And again, that's why some people might choose the variety that does not have alcohol in it because they're going to put it on their skin. And of course, if you put something on your skin with alcohol, it can be drying and irritating. But when you're cleaning those baseboards, you're going to mop the floor and you want to do a ritual, you want to clean off your altar, you want to clean. I like to put it on my windowsills because I like the scent of it. And I kind of like, I feel like, this sort of um, portal between the outside world and the inside world. It's like a cleansing of that actual entry point. That's the way I think of it. So, also, while you're doing your cleansing ritual, get yourself some Palo Santo. I know people are going to ask about sage. Well, should you burn sage? Well, you can burn sage, but not all the time. Sage is very strong. It is considered like a bleach of the spiritual world. So think about why you would use sage, right? You don't want to run away everything, like all the work that you do to invite your ancestors in, and the good energies. We don't want to get rid of them, right? The time when it's good to use sage, regular sage, is if you move. If you, let's say you had a party or something, you had a lot of people in your house, especially a lot of people who you don't really know well. If you buy furniture, bring something new into your house. If you like to go thrifting and you bring some new stuff into your house, then, you can sage that way. But just for regular cleaning, Palo Santo is better because it's a sweet wood and has a sweet, almost incense-like kind of scent. And so that's more inviting. So if you do end up doing that clean sweep with sage, then follow that up with some Palo Santo. And has, a nice scent. I mean, if you're very sensitive to smells, you might just have to skip that part because, these are very pungent kind of odors. But when you are inviting in, when you're doing work with the spiritual world, you want things to be pungent, you want things to be strong, you want things to waft in the air. But again, you have to work with what you can work with if you're sensitive. Because I know some people are very sensitive to scent and they'll have a headache or whatever. So, you might instead choose some candles that are either unscented candles, or you might choose some that are like very light, like linen scent, cotton scent that you can get, maybe lavender, or something that is not too pungent or give you a headache kind of thing. So that's how you can do your ritual cleaning, and keeping in mind that this is Hoodoo Heritage Month and you want to acknowledge your ancestors, you want to acknowledge your practice. And this is a very simple way, right? Very simple. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, how do I do this ritual? How do I do that ritual? Just clean, and usher in the new, right? And I will add this layer of cleansing too. Sometimes you need to get rid of people, places, and things. Sometimes you need to get rid of people who are not really good in your life anymore for whatever reason. And so you have to ask yourself, it's like internal cleansing, because you have to ask yourself, who's good for me and who's not? What's been going on in my life that I need to let go of? And so that's a kind of internal and spiritual cleansing that you can do as well. Who's got to go? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to let go of? If you've been, I don't know, hoarding things, like you got too many books, probably like me, too many books, you have too many clothes, you have too many, could be dishes, could be whatever. Do you need to let that stuff go? Right? So take the opportunity to declutter, to say, I'm not going to carry forth into the new season. All right, I'm not going to carry forth these things that really don't serve me anymore. So take this opportunity to think about that as well. What do you let in, right? Do you need to be more careful about who and what you let in? And that means into your consciousness. So what kind of things are you watching on a daily basis? What kind of things are you scrolling through on a daily basis, right? We know it's crazy out here in the internet streets and in our political context. We know that. So can you limit how much of that you take in. Can you just be mindful of like, okay, maybe that's enough for today? But just the incessant scrolling, or doing it right before you go to bed, probably not. Now, you know, the thing that I scroll, I mean, I intentionally scroll positive things, or at least what I consider to be neutral things before I go to sleep. So I probably watch cat video, or, I might watch, I don't know, something that's very light, something that's comedy, right? If you're going to scroll while you lay there in your bed, right? Think about, like, you don't need to be probably on social media. You probably don't need to be watching any horror movies before you're going to sleep, because you're transitioning into a spiritual um, time. You think about what you're putting into your consciousness as you go into the next realm. Think about what kind of dream you might be initiating. Really give thought to what you do, and this is how you bring your spirituality into your everyday activities, like cleaning, and like making a decision about what you're going to bring into your circle, into your consciousness. Like, those are things that you can do to really say, I'm doing these things as a part of my spiritual practice. I do these things as a part of my spiritual practice, not just kind of randomly, right? So I'm just giving you a couple things where you can think about, okay, we're in a new season, right? We're ushering in a new season. I'm going to do my cleansing rituals as part of my hoodoo practice, as a part of, working with my ancestors, and at least 4 times a year, right? The seasons change. At least I'm going to apply these things intentionally during those times. So, let's see, what else do I want to say? I think that's it, right? Oh, and because it's October, I say this every October. In addition to it being um, Hoodoo Heritage Month, I say this every October. Get your orange and your black candles. Get your orange and your black candles. Orange candles are for road openers, right? When you're working on something, you're doing some candle work, and you want an orange candle to open the way, like to open the door, right? And black candles are well, for protection, for grounding, uh, warding off things. And because it's October and Halloween month, you can find those readily. Sometimes when you're looking in the rest of the year for black candles, you can't find them. I mean, I guess it depends on where you are. But some people say, I really can't find black candles in like March. I'm like, yeah, now you got to order them from Amazon, or you got to really, go and look for them. But in October, they're plentiful. So see if you can stock up on orange candles and black candles during the season of Halloween, because those are the Halloween colors as well. And let me say, if anyone is wanting to have their own consult with me, like, how do I do some of these things? I am opening up time, and I keep meaning to say this at the beginning of the video too. But I've had some people kind of on hold for the last week or so because of the hurricane. So I've had to move people around my schedule. But if you are still on me here with long haul, and if you are a consult, then you will find a consult link in the description box, and I can help you kind of get your mind right and help you figure out the kind of rituals that might be meaningful to you and your life. All right, so that is it. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next.